What's going on, friends, followers, fellow subscribers? This guy right here, man, look, a week or so ago I threw an ear off my prop. Started calling friends, I needed to be towed in. I was in the middle of a guide trip, really the first 15 minutes of a guide trip, and I called this guy. He was in the middle of launching his boat at Holbrook. If you know anything, Holbrook's not real far from Fork, but it's still a good 35 minutes or so. And all I got to tell you is that by the time I was rescued, towed into the Lake Fork Marina ramp, this guy had put his boat on the trailer, drove all the way here, launched his boat in Lake Fork Marina, and was there to loan me his boat so I could complete my trip. Guys, this is Mr. Jay Bonner. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a great guide on this lake. He knows what's the lake. He grew up here in Texas. Listen, I want to ask you, if you follow me, you trust in me, book with him. You'll enjoy the day. Not just because he came out and saved me, but just because he's just such a good guy. He's got a good heart. And the other thing he did that day that was crazy is he didn't have to, but he jumped in the boat. I told him to. I didn't want him to sit in the marina for 4 hours waiting for us to come back. And he jumped in the boat, so he spent a lot of his time with us. I don't have many friends in my entire life that would do that. So thank you, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Person, good man, yes, right sir. Here. Let's tell them about some fishing that's going on right now. This is a public rundown. I'm going to make it a little bit fat. Fork is on fire, okay? If you aren't catching fish on Fork, you aren't fishing the right spot. It changes every day. We just did a Let's Talk Fishing video. We talked about wind and the directions of wind and how that resets up fish, and you have to fish for the moment. You have to fish the conditions. So be aware that, when the wind blows from the north, you're going to fish differently than when it blows from the south. That's probably the biggest variable.
Yep.
That's pushing that bait around.
Yep. That's what I've been doing. I've been fishing south side. All your wind blowing the shad and stuff in. Topwater bite has been amazing for me. I actually lost one that was, I honestly don't know how big she was. She got me tied up my motor and popped my line. I'm guessing she was a double digit anyway. She was probably the biggest fish that I've ever had hit a topwater.
That's pretty awesome on topwater.
Yeah.
So, and here's what he said south, what he meant. We had north winds for almost a week straight. And so he went and found all those wind-blown pockets. He went south instead of running north like most of us were doing. The fall thing is to run north, but he went south and was fishing all that wind jam stuff. What happens is that bait piles up in there. Man, if I was a bass, I'd go down and take advantage of that myself.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of other baits besides topwater that's catching fish. Spinner baits, reaction baits. You have to be around the bait, and you have to be there in the timing. I've noticed some of that too.
Yeah.
It can be on some bait, there's nothing there, and come back an hour later and it's got the mother load of fish on it.
Yep. It's all about timing for sure.
I know this morning, I noticed you pick up a few fish on a spinner bait.
Yeah.
The little Got 5.
Little topwater.
Also noticing a lot of the bait's real small.
Yeah.
I'm not fishing big bait. It's last spring, what was born in May, June. So, smaller baits, downsizing your stuff. Even if you're fishing a worm, Texas rig worm or anything, just downsize. Don't forget that the Berkeley event's coming here in just a couple weeks, and honestly, I think it's going to fish really, really well. The big bass splash fish really well. Traditionally, what happens is we have the big bass splash, and then we have the turnover, and Berkeley is usually, most of the time there's not more than 2 or 3 overs, 5 overs in the Berkeley. When there was 20, 21 in the big bass,
yeah,
I think it's going to be different this year. Turnovers behind us, weird summer altogether. I expect the Berkeley to be huge. Lots of good unders, of course, but I bet you there's a lot more overs in this tournament too. What do you think?
I think so. As far as the bigger fish, I've been live scoping with a swim jig and a little Demiki rig for small baits, and that's what I've been live scoping with.
You're basically just kind of running bank where bait is, wind-blown pockets, throwing spinner baits, reaction baits, topwaters, but then you're live scoping those areas for the bigger fish.
Running the bank first thing in the morning, and I'll get out in the middle of it when I get to the back of the cove, and I will live scope out. Usually they got some stumps and stuff in. I live scope out and I'll go to the next.
Nice.
That's kind of been my pattern.
Very nice. Well, guys, listen, that's it. I don't think that you should be afraid of coming out to Fork right now. I know a lot of people are jinxed about Fork and whatnot, and I know a lot of you are going hunting in the fall, but look, 78 degrees, we're 2-foot flow full pool, good healthy colored water. Fall's here. Come on, let's go fishing. Quick reminder, there is a members only channel if you want more information. You want more information about other lakes. Maybe you just don't like Fork, or maybe you're not in this area, or you want to fish some other things. The members only channel report covers Lake Welsh, which is on fire, by the way. Unreal. One of my friends caught 278 fish the other day, and then the next day had 75, and he said only 75. That's a lot of fish. But we cover Possum Kingdom, Palestine, OHIV report right here, Bodark, Hubbard, Tawakoni, Athens, right? We cover a lot in that members only channel. So it's your invite. Come over, look in the description below this video, click on the members link, join, and get a lot more information and a lot more details you get publicly. If you want to book Jay, how can we book you?
You can reach me on Facebook, Lake Fork Guide Jay Bonner, and my phone number is 940-205-7804. I also, like you mentioned, I do some West Texas trips, OHIV, JB Thomas, and Lake Champion.
Yeah, he guides on those lakes, to where I don't. So certainly some of my clients, please, I'd love to see one of you guys get with Jay. And Jay, I can't thank you enough for taking me out this morning.
Yes, sir.
There will be a members only rundown that I shoot this afternoon in the studio. Other than that, guys, I wish you all great fishing. We wish you all great fishing. And we do have some openings for Berkeley, too.
Yes,
I've
sir,
only
we
got a
do.
handful, but I know he's got some dates, too. Get with us if you want to get out here and be shown where these fish are for Berkeley. All right? Thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
watching.
Love to have y'all.
Yeah, love to have you. Jay Bonner, Mike McFarland, and we are the Lake Fork Guides.
Guide. Yes, sir.
I love it.